Hi there, it's Kevin with GatheringMatches.com with match number 4 with our Mono Black Devotion. Yes, we'd like to play first. Very keepable hand. We have a first turn Temple of Deceit into a second turn Sign of Blood. Very nice curve, the 3, 4, 5 potential here. Or if we need to cast a Languish and hold off on a Torment, we could go 4, 5, 6, and 7 turn. And that should be lethal, but we'll wait and see what ends up happening. I'm liking this list a lot better than the Playing on a Budget list that we did for last week. I'm thinking this is a lot more consistent, not as aggressive, so decks like Sphinx's Tutelage is going to be a little bit harder for us to beat, but that was a bad matchup to begin with. And we'll Temple away anything but a land, I believe. I mean, I might keep a Thoughtseize, but that's definitely an okay card with the Temple. I still think Sign of Blood might be a bit better than just playing a Temple of Deceit next turn. Depends on what our opponent plays. Temple of Silence. In this case, a Torment might be worth it just to run out if we're going to get up against Abzan. So I'm just going to Temple of Deceit. And Bile Blight is fine to put on top, just in case he goes Fleece Main, or Fleece Main Lion or Rakshas's Death Dealer. So here, I think we will just run out a Herald of Torment. Actually, I'm going to Sign in Blood myself. We're going to try to get to Languish. I need those land drops. So Bile Blight actually might not have been the right keep. There's another Temple of Deceit. So I don't think we're any under pressure for Herald of Torment quite yet. He puts us on blue-black control. Can't do a Titan. That's fine. We have another option for the Torment. But I think it's better just for a Temple of Deceit. We need to, I'll scry anything. We'll put a Thoughtseize on top. Yeah, I think we want a Thoughtseize on top. Not going to read the Bones because we did play a land this turn, but I might read the Bones next turn with the Thoughtseize. And let's see if he does an Abzan Charm. He does, because he thinks he's going up against control. A Dissolve could definitely be in my hand. So does he want to run a Siege Rhino into a Dissolve? Is the question. He's got to play something, so he's going to play the weakest link. And it looks like he is going to put a Siege Rhino into play. It's just one of those pesky. So it does 3, but we'll go ahead and Hero's Downfall it. And now if we... Yeah, I still think it's Read the Bones. Put both these on top. They're great cards. We will Thoughtseize him. Puts us down to an 11. Den Protector, Den Protector, Den Protector, Siege Rhino. I think that we just get rid of a Den Protector. Eh. We'll get rid of a Siege Rhino and make him use the Den Protector to get it back. Not a lot of options here. And so, yeah, Command, Den Protector, Den Protector, Sand Step, Warden. So I think we can safely Tasigur here. And sure, another Island, because then we could double... Nah, I don't think double activation is anytime soon. Oh, Island would have screwed me anyway, because we need to... Alright, so there's Tasigur. We're in pretty good shape. His play will probably just be to morph over a Den Protector, because he needs to get whatever back. I mean, the Command's still not that great. He has an ultimate price for the Tasigur, and the Warden comes out. I don't think we need to quite Bile Blight. Yeah, we need a Bile Blight. Now, so next turn he actually will get back a Siege Rhino. So I think we just need to put out an Erebos' Titan. Then pass the turn. So he topped into that ultimate price, by the way. We did not know he had that in his hand. Thoughtseize means that you can't use a Den Protector and a get back a Siege Rhino. So here's where Infinite Obliteration will be very useful. Just getting rid of Siege Rhinos. I actually love this matchup. I think it's really, really heavy favored for our controller. So he takes care of the Gary. We know he doesn't have another land, because we've seen every other card, because Thoughtseize was a new card. So he just has to throw out a morphed over. Oh, he's just going to pump up his Warden. Yeah, I'll Bile Blight that. That's fine with me. Still going to Sign of Blood myself. More cards the merrier. Polluted Delta is okay. And I'm just going to Bile Blight off the Warden. And he's going to use the command maybe to... No, the fight doesn't do anything. Make me sacrifice an enchantment. But it's fine just to get it out, the command out of there. I think the command is more powerful. At this point, possibly not. We'll attack in with the Erebos' Titan, put him down to a 12. That way we can possibly finish him off with a 2 turns with a bestowed Herald of Torment. So here's the problem, though, is he's going to get back a Siege Rhino. Not quite cast it, but we're in a little bit of an issue. But if we can get him down to a 5... So is he going to block is the question here. I think that he will. And then get back a Siege Rhino. So we need to keep up the hero's downfalls. It's going to be another Erebos' Titan. We know he has 2 more Den Protectors and a command in his hand. And then 1 unknown. He lets it go through. That's probably not the best play for him because now we can just punish him. I could just Languish here, and then it forces him to Siege Rhino, and then he's up to a 10, and that doesn't quite kill him. So it's just going to be another Titan. And if we draw a land next turn, we can bestow and win. Well, he can make a sacrifice and enchantment. No, he will not have the lands for it. So he'll use the morph to get back a Siege Rhino, maybe an ultimate price. Yep, Siege Rhino it is. So Siege Rhino returns to his hand. But this is kind of forcing down a Siege Rhino. He needs to draw a land, untap land for the command. And that is a tap land, so it's not going to work. And he puts a card on bottom of his library, so it's not a card that he wants on top. It's an unknown on top. No information for his part. But if he doesn't play the Siege Rhino, we just win. If he does play the Siege Rhino, we downfall it. He goes to a 10, and we get to attack in for 8. And then he has to block with the Den Protector. Yeah, really not any good options. His best option would be a Thoughtseize and a Siege Rhino. He's going to go for a Hero's Downfall. That ends up being the absolute worst. He knows I have a Hero's Downfall. Yeah, that's terrible. Because we give him Indestructible here. Because the Den Protector will die, then it will resolve. He'll have Indestructible, and we'd win, yeah. So Siege Runner would have been the right play, but it was looking very, very poorly for him. So all the Infinite Obliterations come in. Crux of Fate possibly can come in. Nighthowler seems interesting here, but I don't think it quite comes in. Self-Inflicted Wound is okay. We just play this incredibly heavy control route. I think we bring in like everything. Perilous Vaults. And cards like Bile Blight are weakish against him. Herald of Torment is kind of weak against him. It's just mass control that we need to run. And that is Perilous Vault the right card. Languish even seems quite weak. Yeah, Languish actually does seem very weak. And Ultimate Prices as well. Don't do a lot versus his deck. So 2 cards left. I'm going to keep in the Tasigurs. Self-Inflicted Wounds might not take care of enough cards. Palace Siege seem fine. In fact, I think we can safely just take out some Radiant Fountains and go to 22 lands and keep in everything else, because I'm telling you, we'll hit the lands. We'll hit them with the amount of control we're running. And I'm going to submit this. So Sign Bloods and Read the Bones are going to be the pivotal cards here, as well as Palace Siege. He might be taking out the commands. Dromoka's commands. If not, Palace Siege is quite bad versus Dromoka's command. But he still has to draw it and not have used it by then. Self-Inflicted Wounds are fine. Tasigur's great. Erebos' Titan is great against Deathmist Raptor if he's running that. And just against Den Protectors are not bad, because as soon as he returns a creature from his graveyard, I can discard a card and bring back the Titan. And the Titan outclasses the Siege Rhino. Excuse me. Which is really very relevant in this matchup. He's taking a while to consider his hand. That could be a good sign. Or he went to get a drink, one of the two. You never know with MTGO. I like to sometimes read into things that aren't there. I think that we just play the first turn Thoughtseize. This is a great hand. This just feels a lot like old school mono black Devotion. We do need to get to 4, but Tasigur can quite easily be played with less cards in our graveyard. Tasigur works very well with Erebos' Titan. Oh, no, it has to leave an opponent's graveyard. I thought it was supposed to when a creature left a graveyard. So Delve does not. This is an anti-Delve card for sure. And if he's running Tasigur's, Erebos' Titan can also come back from the graveyard to my hand. Indestructible is very relevant in a creature, very low creature count on both our ends. I'm sure this is the Abzan control, as we only saw Den Protectors and Siege Rhinos, and that's very, very classic of Abzan control. That usually is there. Maybe a Tasigur here or there is their only other card. He does keep his 7. We will keep our 7. Now, I did cut 2 lands, so it was Radiant Fountains, which I don't think are the most relevant in this matchup. Alrighty, so my opponent starts off with the Duress, which will most likely take either my Thoughtseize or Duress, which isn't that big of a deal. Like, he's probably going to take Thoughtseize if he has a Den Protector in hand. But I'm actually quite happy he brought in Duresses of his own. And what did he take? He took a Duress of... Why would you take a Duress over a Thoughtseize, though? Thoughtseize is just more powerful in a matchup. And this, unless he thinks he's going to out-aggro me. We get another Infinite Obliteration, which we just take a Thoughtseize. This is an interesting little war. Thoughtseize for a Thoughtseize. And we just race this Siege Rhino to name it. So we know he's got a Siege Rhino, and now just a Thoughtseize, which he will use to try to take care of my Infinite Obliteration, and see that I have a second one. And I'm sure certain as the game goes on, my deck becomes more powerful, not his. And he takes Tasigur here. We still have to draw into lands for the Siege Rhino. Yeah. Definitely agree with the Tasigur. We do hit the Radiant Fountain, though. We'll be able to outrace the Siege Rhino. And this one should be in the bag without a Siege Rhino in his hand. Another Duress will be nice. And name the Siege Rhino. And so he's got a Sorin now that we can't even Duress it. Ugh. That's going to be difficult for us to deal with the Sorin. That was a perfect top deck. He's got Anafenzas now, so the next one we need to name is Anafenza. Or, yeah, Anafenza, then his Den Protectors are quite weak. Fleecemane or Hangarback Walker could also be a pick. He's down to 2 cards. These are gone forever. But we got to apply some pressure on the Sorin. He'll put in a 2/2 black flyer. And he actually just pluses it. So he's going for the, you get an emblem at the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, that player sacrifices a creature. We Titan here. It's indestructible. He has no creatures. He has to draw into an Abzan charm now. Well, actually, he can put out a creature with Sorin. Let's see what his last card is. It's nothing so far. We'll be able to duress it away. Nothing. Windswept Teeth. Do we even know that was in his hand? I cannot remember. So we'll attack into Sorin. Make him get rid of his flyer. And now I believe we name Hangarback Walker. It's the card that gives us the most problems. Den Protector and Anafenza, which he can't cast multiples of, and he has 4 of in his deck. He's got an Elspeth. Still has Fleecemane Lions. But he has to continue to put out vampires to protect his Sorin, which is giving us time to set up. Ultimate Price, okay. He is definitely back in this. Self-Inflicted Wound is bad. Uh-oh. We could just lose that to that top deck Sorin. And that top deck Ultimate Price. So he's getting lifelink off of his vampire. Great Merchant of Asphodel will be okay. We got to worry about an Elspeth coming up. I need my card draw to get me back in this. Another Tasigur would be very, very powerful. Love to see like an Anafenza. Okay, so we can take care of the Anafenza. And now we have Grey Merchant to at least somewhat pressure him. And just, we need the card draw. Absolutely need the card draw. Another Self-Inflicted Wound. Not a fan. This just ends up being 2 life. And then he has to keep back his vampire, unless he's got another removal. So attacking with one and keep back a vampire for the other. Which I do still think that's wise to attack in. Yeah, Palace Siege will be amazing. Now the command will be really good. Let's hope that last card in his hand is not a command. So has Den Protectors, which are pretty brutal against us. I doubt you just let Sorin die. Really? Highly disagree with that play. We'll name cons here. Well, at this point, actually, yeah, cons, because we need Tasigur back. No Siege Rhinos, no Hangarback Walkers. But he does have the command. Ay, ay, ay. And no cards left in his hand. He can attack in for 5. The race is on. Now we're getting swamps. And we could just lose this. I cannot believe this, though. This was an insane game. That's the problem with the Palace Siege, is it takes a whole turn to Another Gray Merchant will be fine, though, if we can get another Gray Merchant. Not... Land, 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 land. Attacking again. He's down to 14. Gray Merchant will stabilize us. A Crux of Fate will stabilize us. Bile Blight's out of the question. Morph card, that is going to be very, very rough for us to deal with because, yeah, anything we draw... Wow. Wow. That was not how I expected that game to go. Downfall is coming up that would have sort of helped us. Whip would have been really good. Okay. Well, we will possibly bring in Languishes. I know these got Anafenzas. Yeah, Languish needs to come in. Ultimate Price, no. Drown in Sorrow, no. Bile Blight, no. Torment and Nighthowler, too tough to really... And Self-Inflicted Wound, the Languish works against all of those. So we'll submit this. Yes, we'd like to play first. Well, in this one, do we want to play first, actually? We might need card advantage. Yeah, we will. Oh, we have to mulligan this. Well, I'm gonna keep it, but I hate this keep. So we get the Sorin. That's actually pretty relevant. The Fleece Mains might just beat us up. He has no other card. We have to draw into lands. If I miss a land up here, I just lose. Yeah, that's most likely to be game. I'm going to risk a Duress. Hey, we hit a command out of it. But Fleece Main into an Anafenza. We need to draw as quickly as possible into a Languish. And he has the lands for it too. So, one-time land. Perilous Vault, not good. So a low land count actually hurts us this time. Last game it helped us, but we drew way too many lands. Thoughtseize takes the Sign in Blood. You take the Sign of Blood here. Yeah. And we can at least draw a Tasigur if we draw a land. Perfect. So we can Tasigur here. And keep a Sign in Blood up. But if he... I can't remember if he has... No, we don't... He might not have any removal for this. Just Anafenza. We'll Sign in Blood ourselves. Oh, jeez. Can't attack really in with Anafenza, though. Really surprised he's doing this. We'll hit the Fleece main line. And he casts another Fleece main. And we still miss. I don't think he has. I think he's just got Anafenzas in hand. Yeah, and a Fleece main. With our lands. And unfortunately, this has been the name of the game today. So we'll kill the Fleece main one more time. If we can get an Infinite Obliteration for Siege Rhino, we should be in good shape. No, there's the Siege Rhino. And we'd have to draw into a removal spell for Siege Rhino particularly. And we did. We drew into it, but it would have to be the right. We'll concede this one and go on to... That was actually 4 games. That was just a very unlucky match. Incredibly unlucky for our side. I think that we outclassed this deck for sure. Maybe that's a bad keep at 6, but you really can't go down to 5 and hope to live. See where was our lands at. And the problem was both for our... We were doing polluted... Oh, next land. So if any one of these cards would have been differently here, we could have Hero's Downfall, and then he stuck with Anafenza in his hand, and then one unknown, with a Gray Merchant coming up eventually, which would have stabilized us. And there's our lands. There's our string of lands. Anyway, this has been Kevin with GatheringMagic.com. Thanks for watching.